seized or ship attacked. The dread pirate Roberts never takes prisoners.
I can't afford to make exceptions. I mean, once word leaks out that a pirate has gone soft, people begin to disobey, and then it's nothing but work, work, work all the time.
Hello, Bots and Books fans, this is Scorp1701, and tonight we are going to be taking a look at the Princess Bride Dread Pirate Roberts. Yes, this is our second figure from the Princess Bride line, put out by McFarlane Toys, and I can't wait to jump right into this thing, so let's go! Taking a look at it, you can see it's in a nice, huge, open window box, and you can see the Dread Pirate Roberts there. He has a sword. It's the Princess Bride, Dread Pirate Roberts. At the top, you see the Princess Bride, and you see McFarlane Toys, 12+. On this side of the box, you have the Princess Bride, Wesley and Buttercup, and McFarlane Toys. On this side of the box, you have the Princess Bride, Dread Pirate Roberts, McFarlane Toys. On the bottom of the box, you have some credits for the box and a barcode. And on the back of the box, you have a nice picture of the Dread Pirate Roberts there, Buttercup, Fezzik, and Inigo Montoya, 22 moving parts, and some more credits for the box. But that is it for Wesley in the box. The Dread Pirate Roberts. I don't want to give away any spoilers, so let's go ahead and get this guy out of the box and see what he can do. And here we have the Dread Pirate Roberts out of the box, and out of the box he stands just under 7.5 inches tall, and he comes with a display base and a nice sword, and we'll take a look at those later. But first off, I want to do a close look on the Dread Pirate Roberts himself. And coming in real close on the Dread Pirate Roberts, you can see that they did a fantastic job sculpting and molding this guy's head. I love how this came out. You can see he has a nice bandana that's covering the top of his head, and it comes down to the back where it's all tied up, and you got a lot of grooves and ridges in there. That looks really awesome. Coming around, you can see some hair coming down from the back. You get some ears molded in there, and looking straight on, you can see this mask is awesomely done. It looks exactly like he did in the movie. I think the eye spacing was really, really good, and you get some light in there. You can see those eyes. That is a really good job they did on the eyes, even though they were so small. It comes down to a nice nose, a nice mustache, good lips, and he has some scruff detail all around the bottom of his neck. And like the attention to detail that they did with Inigo Montoya with the scars, if you look on this side, you can see Carrie Ellis' mole right here. That is crazy that they decided to put that in there. And then some more ears and the hair, and that just carries back to the back, which we've seen. But that is an awesome head sculpt for this toy. And if we zoom out just a little bit and get the better look at the torso, and you can see it's just made up of this one large tunic shirt. It's long sleeved, it's poofy here at the edges, and the interesting thing about these shoulders is it looks like these are like chainmail, and I had to go back and watch it a little closer, but there was some designs on the shoulder that they were just cloth, and it wasn't any type of armor type stuff. This is still a free-flowing shirt, and you can see it comes down. You have a nice open neck there, and you got a little bit of detail here. You can see the threads that hold it together, and you can tie it up, and that comes down to the waist, and you got a little belt here, and that is cool. You got some nice silver details for the buckles and the end of the belt. It's beautiful. You have a sheath. I love this. This is what Inigo Montoya really lacked, and this is a nice sheath. It's silver here, nice plastic and black, and a little bit of silver detail on the end. Coming down to some nice swashbuckling pants. They are just all black, a little bit of grooves and molded detail in there. And then you come down to his pirate boots. I love the big high cuffs like here, and it just comes down, and it's basically all black. And there is maybe a little differential between the shirt and the pants, just a mite different blacks, but it's hardly noticeable, I think. And coming around to the back, nothing different here that you would expect. All black here, and a little bit of detail for the back of the tunic. His hands, I don't think I mentioned those, are basically molded in gauntlets, so they are kind of thick here at the wrists and at the hand, so that carries all the way through. So that is interesting. All right, and that is pretty much what the Dread Pirate Roberts looks like, and I love the way this guy came out. All right, moving on. And for all articulations, starting at the head can go around 360 degrees. It can look down just a bit. It can look up just a hair, not too much. It can twist to the side. It can twist to this side, and you got a lot of twisty motion there, so that is good. Coming down to the shoulders, shoulders can go around 360 degrees. They can come out, and then they can go back down. And there is a butterfly hinge right here, so they can go back and forward on it. So that is a lot of good motion there. There is a slight bicep articulation here, but you will have to like hold this to get it, and it's kind of hard to move this piece without moving the shoulder ball joint. So it's there. I don't know if we really need it, because you can do that whole thing with the shoulder. And that comes down to the elbow joint, and the elbow joint is kind of hidden in this whole arm, so that is cool. But it is also kind of hindered because this is a bulky mold, so you can kind of get it up, and it kind of gives you 90 degrees, just barely, I think, if it gets you there. So there you go with your elbow bend. It comes up, put that back down, and you do have a forearm rotation, so at the elbow bend it will turn 360 degrees, and that will bring you down to the hand. There is no wrist articulation, but the hand is on a ball joint, so you can turn it all the way around 360 degrees, and the hinge will go in and out, and if you kind of move it up, it can go up and down depending on where you get this ball hinge rotated at, and that is pretty cool. Coming down to the chest, he does kind of have a waist articulation, but it's slightly above the waist, above this belt here, and it can go around 360 degrees if you're so inclined. And it feels like there might be another articulation right here, but this belt piece and the sword sheath kind of cover it up. So you can kind of get it moving left and right and get a little bit of wiggly waggly there. But I don't know how much I would mess with that. Since we're here, the sheath itself is articulable. It can go all the way around 360 degrees. I thought it was just like a tab-in sheath, but I can't get it to come out, and I don't want to play with it that much, so I'm just going to leave it there, so to speak. So, all right, moving down to the legs. The legs can go up a little bit, not too much, and they can go back. Not a lot, because the butt will get in the way, but if you kind of move it out to the side, you can get it a little further, but then that will pop out the front here and kind of ruin your sculpt. And for the most articulation, you can get it out to the side like that, and that's kind of how these figures have been working the last few years. There is kind of a slight thigh rotation, not much, can't go a lot, so I don't know if it's worth talking about. Double hinged knee joint. So that is good. You can get him all the way up to there, so he can back kick himself. And that will take you down to his foot. And there is no boot cut, so this is all stationary, and nothing moves again until you get down to the foot, and it is on the ball hinge like the hand. It can go around 360 degrees. It can kind of go up and go down, and when you reposition the joint there, it can rock to the left and to the right, so that is cool. And that will bring you to our final point of articulation, which is the toes, and the toes will move up to a point like that, so he can have an easier time climbing the cliffs of insanity. Yeah! All right, and that is your articulation for the Dread Pirate Roberts. Moving on. And for accessories, he comes with a nice figure stand. It's all round and black. It says the Princess Bride, and he has a foot peg in there, and that will just go into the bottom of his foot, like so. And then he can stand on it if you're so inclined to do so, and you have him on display. And for the Dread Pirate Roberts accessories, he has his trusty sword. It's really nicely done. It's nothing too special. It's just a nice molded sword with silver, has a nice hilt there, and a little bit of a handle with some black and a little pommel there, so that is pretty cool. And he can hold it really nicely in his right hand, because He's not left-handed either, and it fits nicely in his sheath there. So yeah, it's sword, nice. Everybody needs a sword if you're going to be living in this era, and that's pretty much all there is to say about it. Moving on. And full comparison, here he is with Inigo Montoya, and they're ready to do their sword duel. Ha 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 ha. Oh, ha. All right, moving on. And this has been a look at the Dread Pirate Roberts from The Princess Bride, put out by McFarlane Toys. And I really, really like this figure. I am so happy with this line of toys, and the wave has just been awesome. Starting off with Inigo Montoya, and Dread Pirate Roberts here is great. The articulation is superb. The paint is great. The sculpt is great. These toys look like they just stepped out of the movie. The accessories are all he needs is a sword. Now, I think I would have liked a alternate head where he has a maskless version, but who knows, that might be like a rare chase that comes out, or they may put that out with a battle damaged Wesley and Buttercup from the Fire Swamp. I don't know, but I think overall, this was a great little figure and I enjoyed playing with it. Now, there was a small problem I did have. I would be neglect if I did not mention that when I was trying to put the sword in his hand, the hand popped off, but because it's on a hinge and a ball joint, you could just pop that back on. But I don't anticipate that being a common problem. I think I may have been trying to just force the sword in there a little too hard, but again, it popped right back on. No breakage or damage that I could see for the long run. And yeah, this was a great figure. I look forward to doing Buttercup and Fezzik whenever I get Fezzik. He's still out running around, unemployed in Greenland probably. But anyways, if you're looking for the Dread Pirate Roberts here, you can find him at Targets in the NECA section. He is going for about $20, which is your standard action figure fee. And that's pretty much it. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. And until next time, keep playing.